Frankel is with me. But here's something that you ought to know. 1 out of 5 women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime. Now, the most likely targets are girls 16 to 20. So how on earth do we keep them safe? We have Stephen Kardian, who is with us. He is the creator of Fight Like a Girl. It's a self-defense program designed for young women just like Angela. Steve, let me ask you, you heard Angela's story. It sounds like one that you've heard many times. You've been a police officer. You've trained women how to protect themselves. Tell me, as you hear this story, sounds familiar?
Yes, it does, Governor. And I have to say right off that people like Angela are my heroes, that she survived and she's thriving and she's doing real good and good things today. But yeah, the most important thing that we look at in a situation like this is that a woman needs to rely on that good gift of intuition. We all have it. However, oftentimes we put it aside, and that's when bad things happen. So if we give anybody, it's kind of like we're the only beings on Earth that don't listen to that thought. It's like the deer walking through the woods, and you step on a twig, and they're gone. They're not waiting to see what's laying ahead. But it's the good gift of it. Intuition is your first line of defense. What
is the likelihood that someone like Angela will survive an attack like she experienced, where she was actually abducted, taken from that location?
Governor, 90% of the time, if you're taken from point A to point B, or the primary crime scene to the secondary crime scene, it's more than a 90% chance that you're not coming back alive. So she's the exception to the rule. She managed that real well.
How are you supposed to keep yourself at the first location? So it's a rarity. How are you supposed to keep yourself at the first location? But screaming, kicking, I mean, what's the...
What are you doing? He has in his mind the compliant fear factor, that you're going to comply with his wishes through fear. When you ruin his plan and fight back, yell, scream, drop to the ground, even if he's got a gun or a knife, he'd likely move on to an easier target.
Interesting.
A little later in the show, we're going to actually have Steve do some demonstrations. So, what can a woman do if she is attacked? Security expert Steve Kardian is with me. He is the founder of Fight Like a Girl. As I said, it's a self-defense program especially for young women. And Steve has Beth, who is his assistant. They're going to demonstrate for us. Steve, when we were talking with Angela before, she said that this guy came up behind her. With the situation with Sochi, really the guy came in front of her. I want you to get out here with Beth. Show us what happens and what's the most important thing that a woman can do when she's attacked. What position does she need to get into?
Well, the dynamic of a kidnapping or sexual assault, you're going to be grabbed and taken somewhere, grabbed and brought down to the ground. The most important thing she can do is not be taken to that secondary crime scene. So we're going to demonstrate what the most powerful position a woman can be in. The ground is her safety position.
The ground?
The ground. She becomes twice as strong on the ground.
You want her on the ground. See, that goes against everything I would think.
Really?
Show us what you mean by that.
Within 5 seconds of an encounter, you're going to end up in the ground anyway. So we're going to beat them to the punch.
But if you're not, are you supposed to go to the ground? I'm saying if someone comes up...
Run, scream, yell, drop to the ground, kick. The ground is your friend. Using your most powerful weapons against a man's more vulnerable part, a woman can come out on top.
Let's see what you're talking about.
Give it a shot.
Show us.
Good. Right. So this is the second half of it. This is where she ends up. She brings her knees up and she kicks to me. She gets up and she goes. Lay back down 1 second, please. Good. From here, she has access to all my vulnerable points. Here, freeze 1 sec, relax. Here,
They're
and
laughing.
here. Yeah.
And you're one vulnerable.
I'm not laughing. I'm thinking what that. Yeah.
I can't reach her. She can harm me, and I'm directly over. Her brain is what's protected.
So you're trying to have her disable you so you're distracted long enough, and believe me, a couple of places there, you'd be distracted.
Oh, you would.
And then she gets out of here.
Yeah. And we're going to give a demonstration. Here's the frontal blitz, where I'm going to approach her from the front.
Okay.
Try and pick her up and take her somewhere. Good. Live. Go. Oh, she disables me, and she runs away.
Now, she did something with her right leg that was... She didn't just kick you. What was going on there?
Let's try from this angle here. What she did when I picked her up, she braces on my body, moves her hips away, and she can lunge the knee into my groin repeatedly until I let go.
She is using her own leg against your body.
And holding him to make her have more power.
There you go. That's your
leverage.
Right, holding him to make her have more power.
Leverage, technique, and timing. The woman can come out on top.
What happens if she's going to her car like Angela and you come up from behind?
Right. Sure. I come up from behind her here, sneak attack. Boom. Her arms come up to brace so I can't pull her. She's going to step out, drop her hips to the ground, and kick. She gets up and she goes. She only needs a second or two, and she's free. And I'm hurt.
It is totally unlike what I would have been thinking. It's like the anti-instinct.
What do most people do? What do most people do?
Most people freeze. They don't know what to do. You need to have a blueprint. You need to think about everything in your life that could go wrong.
Okay. Oh, right. Like Angela.
Be
Steve,
prepared.
it's amazing. I want to tell everybody, for more information, and you're going to want more information, you can go to NewYorkDefendYou.com, get more information on what Steve's doing and how to protect yourself. And I hope you will do it. It might save your life. We will be right back.
That's so